Live from this room, West Class, period 3.
Hello there, history friends. I am Phyllis Maximus, your favorite historical reporter.
And I'm Flavius Livy, Rome's even more famous and popular historical reporter.
Please join us tonight as the Passing Glass TV brings you another exciting episode of Compare, Contrast, and Conclude.
This is a show where we compare and contrast historical figures.
You, the audience, get to draw your own conclusion.
Tonight's show is a particularly exciting one. Who was the greatest general of ancient Rome? Rome's Scipio, Africanus, and Carthage's Hannibal, Barca.
I can't wait to see what our audience decides. Flavius Livy.
Neither can I, Valerius Maximus, so let's get started. Hello there. Can we ask you a few questions?
Sure, I'm just on my way to the baths. What do you want to know?
Tell me what you know about the Punic Wars.
A lot, actually. History is my favorite subject in school. The Punic Wars were a series of 3 wars between Rome and Carthage between 246 and 149 BC. Both Rome and Carthage wanted to control trading routes in the Mediterranean. Trade makes you rich, you know.
Do you mind if I butt in? I love history too. The Punic Wars were the largest wars of the ancient world. Before they began, Carthage was the most important power in the Mediterranean. The Punic Wars ended, Carthage no longer existed.
Rome had a great army, but no navy.
Carthage had a great navy, but no real army. They used mercenaries, hired soldiers who fought for money,
The wars cost hundreds of thousands of lives.
and forced many farmers off the land in Italy.
These homeless farmers had nowhere to go but Rome, and no way to support themselves.
Rome became the dominant power in the Mediterranean, but ended up with a lot of social and economic problems as a consequence.
Wow, you two are really informed. I'm impressed.
Can we just ask you a question? Which power was greater, Rome or Carthage?
Rome. I love the way they built a navy almost overnight by copying a captured Carthaginian ship. Their invention of the corvus also allowed the Roman Navy to fight on the sea as though they were on land. That general Scipio Africanus was a real hunk too.
I'm for Carthage. The mercantile harbor was fantastic, and I love the way Hannibal Barca crossed the Alps using only elephants. You can talk about Scipio all you want, but Hannibal was the greater.
Someone mentioned Hannibal Barca. My great-grandfather served with him on his Italy campaign. He also fought in the Battle of Zama.
How interesting. Thank you so much for your time. How exciting. What did your grandfather say about Hannibal?
Only that he was one of the most talented commanders in history. He was often called the father of strategy.
What else can you tell us?
My great-grandfather used to say when Hannibal was faced with a problem or obstacle, he would say he will either find a way or make one.
How interesting. Thank you so much for your time.
I see a Roman soldier over there, walking toward the forum. Excuse me, do you mind if we have a word?
Not at all. What do you need?
Are you familiar with Scipio, Africanus, and Hannibal Barca?
Many may the gods protect and preserve the memory of Scipio, Africanus, the greatest general of all time.
Can you tell us why you feel that way?
Certain. Every member of the Roman army feels exactly as I do. Scipio was a man of great intellect and culture who could speak and read. He was also a great orator and extremely fair and generous man.
I didn't know that. Tell me more.
Hold up. Scipio was the first Roman general to expand Roman territories outside Italy. He was great in strategy and tactics, and was also able to inspire his soldiers with confidence. He also supported land distribution.
Oh. I just love his famous quote, "I'm convinced that life is 10% what happens to me and 90% how I react to it."
That was Scipio for you. He always thought things through. He helped make Greek culture popular in Rome.
Well, TV audience, I hope you've enjoyed the show so far. But now it's time to bring out our big guns.
Let's hear it for Generals Scipio, Africanus, and Hannibal Barca.
Oh. Thank you, PSTV.
It is always wonderful to grace you with my presence.
Well, Generals, thank you so much for being here. If you don't mind, PBTV would like to ask you a few questions.
Tell us. Oh. I came from a military family who had long struggle against the aggression of Carthage. Certainly, we'll do that.
Tell us about yourself, please.
I came from a military family who had long struggle against the aggression of Carthage. Hannibal.
Hey, that's not fair.
General, be patient. Your turn is coming.
Both my father and uncle were killed during battles with Carthage. When I was young, I swore an oath to father that I would spend my life defending Rome against Carthage. That is what I did do.
And I believe one of why were you such a great general?
Thank you. Well, from command, when I was 25 years old, I never lost a battle.
At this time, could we please have 8th graders, 8th grade only, go to the team? Thank you.
I never lost a battle. Live.
And General Hannibal, sir, do you have anything you'd like to say?
Only that Scipio wasn't the only general who lost family members in the Punic Wars. My father died fighting Rome. The Romans also killed my brother, Hannibal, and lobbed his severe head into my camp. I tell you, those Romans have no manners.
What made you such a great general?
If Carthage had sent me men and supplies like I asked, which would have allowed me to lay siege to Rome, the Battle of Zama would never have taken place. And what about my crossing the Alps with all those men and elephants? Tell me it wasn't pretty first.
What about the Battle of Cannae?
You mean where my forces slaughtered or captured 50 to 70,000 Romans? It was one of the greatest defeats in Roman history.
And I believe one of the bloodiest battles in human history, too.
As a Roman, allow me to answer that. Yes, Roman parents, but what are you doing? So, but I will agree that Hannibal is a great general, but sir, I did beat you.
You had the support of Rome. Carthage never rewarded their generals their victory, only punished them in defeat. If we had switched places, you two might have lost.
Our time is about up. Before we go, however, I'd like to ask Hannibal a question. General, is it true that you taught the Romans to be
7th grade, please go to the gym.
Keep going.
You
You got
normally
just
do in the morning
What are we
meeting.
doing?
Thank you, 7th grade.
quickly.
Oh, as a Roman, allow me to answer that. Yes, Roman parents would like to tell the children several tales of Hannibal and the neighbor misbehaved. Over time, Hannibal has become such a figure of terror that whenever disaster strikes, Rome exclaims, Hannibal anti-portus, or Hannibal for the gates.
I'm speaking up. I'm afraid our time is up. Thank you so much for General for speaking with us.
Well, audience, now it's up to you. PBTV has compared and contrasted. Now you conclude your opinion. Who was the greatest general, Scipio, Africanus, or Hannibal Barca?
See you next week.
Yeah.
It's a wrap.
Good night.
So